Hello, hello. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the Royal Sussex Sunday live chat. Welcome, one and all. I tell you, no matter what I do, this always comes up faster than I'm ready. Even if I take the whole day to prepare, it gets here sooner than I know it. Well, hello, Yolanda P. Thank you very much. Happy Sunday to you too. Let me go over here so I can, there we go. Okay. Well, hello, Sonia Alexander, B10 Powell, Terry Hamilton, Lydia Washington, Elizabeth Daniels, welcome. Myra V, Church Nelly, welcome. Let me see. Oh, Church Nelly. Okay, that's too easy. Okay, Angela Thomas. Oh, what the heck. Church Nelly, are you just getting in or are you just waking up? Which is it? Okay, I got that out my system. Jay Spencer, Joan Commonwealther. Okay, Patricio Marcel, welcome. Sister and Cece, welcome. Welcome to the chat. Okay, I'm starting already, ain't I? Okay, Sandra Rose, Ladyfoot, Anna Espinoza. I just love to say that. Anna Espinoza, welcome to the chat. Mascara, NM, Miranda Rios, welcome to the chat. And Gerda Siframe, welcome. Beverly Jackson, good morning to you. Happy Sunday. Pat's Fresh Food, I hope so. Welcome to the chat. Patrice Patrick, Joyce Bolt, Fatal Heckman, welcome to the chat. Oh, I got this. Alita Amorosa, welcome to the chat. And Diane Hawkins, welcome. And let's see. I think Josephine Young, welcome. Marie Fabian 1, welcome. Colleen Akbar. I got that. Akbar. Welcome. Joyce Bolt, Fancy. Welcome. Letitia Malone. That name is going to come in handy, Leticia. You'll see why soon. Diane Hawkins, Mary G. And let's see. Dolores Williams, good morning. Okay, let me scroll all the way back to the beginning and see who I missed. Mo V, good morning. Carol Purdue, good morning. Why am I saying morning? It's afternoon here in the Midwest. Morning for me. I should be the one talking about just got in, right? Okay, Esther Okoro, welcome. Diana Ware. Bellissima. Okay. Cynthia Cockcroft. Okay, welcome. All right, enough welcomes for now. Welcome to the chat. It is not morning, it's actually noon in my time zone. Rosa Roberts. Okay. So, as you know, as I so love to say, good morning, Beverly McCaskill, Black Queen, Gina Suchi, Terry H. Good morning. So, Mary Cat, good morning to you. Afternoon. I keep saying morning, like I just woke up. And Terry H. Okay. So it's somebody's birthday today, right? I am going to try to avoid saying somebody's name, but what's really sad, what's really sad, is that in the attempt to try to build her up, they love to go on and 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 on. Good morning, Raven 299. And on and on and on. Anytime she does something that almost seems like she has, how do I put it, had a breakthrough when she's keening to do something. The thing is, in order to try to build her up, you have to try to push a lot of people down, such as the Duchess of Sussex. The Duchess of Sussex is absolutely brilliant. We all know that, right, Susie Cute? Good morning, afternoon to you. The Duchess of Sussex is absolutely brilliant. And so she's worked hard over the years. She's made a lot of good connections. She has volunteered for many causes. She had that great speech at the UN. Um, all kind of things she's done over the years. So she doesn't need to try to compare herself to anybody else. However, when she turned 40, the world turned to the 40 by 40. The Duchess of Sussex, as you know, were trending for days, and they had to try to find some kind of way to muddy her up to try to discredit her as much as possible. It didn't work. It absolutely did not work. The Duchess of Sussex was still trending and continues to trend every single day. I believe they said she was the most Googled woman in the world right now. Um, that stands for itself. It stands on its own merit. But what's really sad, another very well educated, accomplished woman, a hardworking woman, they have even dubbed Queen Laetitia. I told you that name Leticia was going to come in handy. They had tried to, at one time in the UK, dub her as the Spanish Kate Middleton. That is absolutely insulting. There's nothing Kate Middleton about her. This woman worked very hard to get a good education. She even has a master's degree. She worked as a journalist not only in Spain, but she also lived abroad to work as a journalist. She is one of the most well rounded, and also, dare I say, not that it matters because I don't want to be that superficial person, but one of the best dressed women in the world. The thing is, she has more in common with the Duchess of Sussex than she has in common with that grinning three-note piano playing wannabe. She has far too much um, going on for her to ever try to compare her as something like, jazz hands. She's brilliant. And so the idea that you always have to try to compare Duchess Doolittle to somebody else to try to big her up. And in the attempt to big her up, you got to try to push other people down. You can't push this lady down. You cannot push her down in any way whatsoever. This is the Queen of Spain. So if I understand protocol, if I understand ceremony, when this grinning person greets this brilliant Queen Letizia, guess what? Um, Queen Letizia is the one who's higher ranking at this time. So that means that Jazz Hands has to curtsy to her. She has to bow and curtsy. And even after Jazz Hand finally becomes the consort, I would still say that on principle alone, she should continue to curtsy to Letizia just for the simple fact that this woman has actually had a life before she got on the throne. One of the things that people have criticized Duchess Doolittle about is the fact that she didn't do anything. She didn't do anything. I just found an article. I just found an article about Duchess Doolittle and her sister and the old days of partying before she finally snared William the Great. And in those days, there was the time when she, staggered and stumbled out of quite a few bars. And I believe this is why the Queen had reservations about jazz hands ever marrying into the family. I do believe that the Queen admired the Duchess of Sussex. I'm not going to say love because that's a strong word to use for the Windsors, because aside from Princess Diana and Prince Harry, I couldn't imagine any of them having any type of loving connections and feelings with anyone. That's something that doesn't really exist for that family. They're a very frigid bunch. Now, that being said, um, you know what? I'm not gonna. I'm not. I well, I just to keep the receipts in case they ever disappear. I do have some interesting photos of her, but I tell you what, in order to honor her for her birthday, when you have the opportunity, just go to the Google and Google Kate Middleton drunk and just go through all the images, all of the countless images of the real Kate Middleton before she was turned into a Stepford wife. Why am I being so sharp right now? Uh, Somewhat, I don't know. I'm trying to think of the right word, but anyway, I'm rather irritated by this whole thing. I don't care that she's celebrating her birthday. Good for her. And you know what? She took some beautiful photos. You probably have all seen them already. She took some beautiful photos. I'm not saying that they're so great because, after all, these photos are heavily airbrushed. Um, Somehow they even managed to get her jawline up in the photo, so that was impressive. Okay, in the article, it has what they call the Harry effect. See it right there? We forget Harry was not the only wild child. William is now a balding, rather somber figure, but back in the day, he was right there alongside Harry, partying and getting all touchy feely with the girls. The two were a partying dynamic duo. Take this picture of the pair in a pub with Harry's hand firmly grasping the top. I don't want to get messed up with YouTube, of a young, lovely, and William, probably a lot worse for wear, trying to chat up a girl. Did Kate worry about all of this? Probably. But let's face it, William and Kate started dating around 2004, and by 2007, she had become poor Waity Katie, the girl with no prince, no job. Some thought that with Harry at his side, William would keep Katie Waity for a long time. He did. Now, let's go back a little bit. No prince and no job. And that was as recent as 2004 and 2007. No prince and no job. And this is the person that they want to compare to the Queen of Spain, who, by all accounts, has had a pretty full life before she met her future husband. Now, to be fair, the Queen of Spain has been married before. Queen Letizia had a first marriage. Let's see here. I can't even pronounce her last name, but let me try. Letizia Ortiz Roca Solano. Oh, that's not bad. Okay, I got that. Is the Queen of Spain as the wife of. Oh, let me get rid of that face. I'm so sorry, you guys. There we go. Let me see. Okay, where was I? As the wife of King Philippe VI, she came from a middle class family and worked as a journalist for ABC and EFE. Now, I don't believe that's ABC in America, though. Before becoming a news anchor at CNN. Oh, maybe it was. And television Española. Okay. In 2004, she married Philippe, then the Prince of Asturias, the heir apparent to the Spanish throne. She's 49 years old, and I believe in this photo she's 47. She's 49 years old. She was born in 1972. She's 5'7", and of course they have the two children, Lenora and Infanta Sofia of Spain. So they have the two girls. They didn't have a male heir. So this is going to be the first queen of Spain, a reigning queen of Spain. Her daughter will be one of the first in a long time, I believe. So anyway, she's had a very accomplished life. I am absolutely insulted that for Jazz Hand's birthday, they would dare compare her to somebody who actually has worked for a living, someone who has actually worked for a living. Now, of course, to be fair, I do believe that Jazz Hands did work in a clothing store for a couple of months. And she helped out the family business back over in Buckleberry, Huckleberry, whatever that town is, Mayberry. She did help out with the clothing store. And I even heard rumors that, she may have been the one to come up with the idea of putting monograms on marshmallows. That may have been her idea, is to put monograms on marshmallows. That's her brother's business, which for some reason is floundering right now. I couldn't imagine why a business that entails putting monograms on marshmallow would have problems in this economy. I just can't figure out why. It seems like there should be a great demand for marshmallows with monograms, monogram marshmallows. That is the go-to product for any Christmas season. But for some reason, that business seems to be floundering. So you figure it out. I have no clue. But so that is my beef for the day. Okay, it's her birthday. God love her. This is one of those several occasions where she has finally broken through her shell. So to honor her, I'm going to say happy birthday, Jazz Hands. Why don't you bang out a tune on the piano for us? Um, I'm ready for it. I'll count the three notes if you can. Um, it, it, and I'm only getting started. I am only just getting started. I mean, there's so much to unravel here, so much. Like for instance, I'm going to show you my new pet peeve. I was snooping around the Twitter as per usual. Um and I found something kind of interesting. Um Omid Scobie the other day asked the question, why is it we have to bring Meghan's name into the Duchess of Cambridge's birthday? Why do we have to bring up Meghan? It's a good question. It's a very valid question. Why do we have to involve Meghan in Jazz Hand's birthday? Well, your guess is as good as mine, but I'm going to just throw it out there and say, because that's the only way you can get people to pay attention. You have to bring up, excuse me, the Duchess of Sussex. Like, for instance, right here, I'll show you. There we are. Oh, there it is. Now, I've never heard of this journalist before. The name meant nothing to me. I rarely ever look at the Sun because of I guess it's a Rupert Murdoch paper. So I rarely ever look at the Sun. As a matter of fact, it would take a real idiot to glance at the real Sun, let alone that newspaper. But it is a major publication, and yes, they seem to have it in for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, right? So if I can find that here. Okay, is this it? I hope this is. Let me try this on for size. Okay. So what is it? Petronella Wyatt. Meghan must hate how popular Kate Middleton has become as she turns 40. I wouldn't say hate. As a matter of fact, I don't think the Duchess of Sussex hates anybody. But like you, me, and the man on the moon, we're all puzzled that somebody so mediocre could have any kind of popularity whatsoever. I mean, let's face it, the girl is as dull as dishwater. I have seen standing cold, murky, oily dishwater that had more personality than the Duchess of Cambridge. But I digress. That's her business, not my business. But I have seen dishwater that has had more personality. But for some reason, in order to try to big her up, they have to try to tear down the Duchess of Sussex. So this is part of the article. The Duchess puts her husband first, and it's significant that the first question she asked after their exchange of marriage vows was, "Are you happy?" in the genuine hope that he was. It does help that Kate, unlike her sister-in-law, now this is Petronella who said this, has never tried to convince William that he is mentally ill or bordering on suicide, with the implication that that's what the Duchess of Sussex has done. But Kate is the swan of our time. The peer of late Princess Grace of Monaco. Really, really, seriously, Princess Grace of Monaco. Um, they're trying to call jazz hands now. She's like Princess Grace of Monaco. Really? That's absolutely extraordinary as far as I'm concerned. There are only two kinds of royal women in this world: the serene and the chronically unhappy. The latter including Meghan. I mean, she didn't dance around, she just threw the name in there. Um, Kick against the fate seemed the golden chalice as one filled with poison. They exist in a state of discontent, thinking their wisdom has seen through all their supposed advantages and found them worthless. They are almost proud of their anger and consider it the only rational attitude for an enlightened person. Then there are those like the Duchess of Cambridge. The Duchess of Cambridge, the woman who went to a classroom full of kids to tell them that there was something wrong with their brains. That's the one who is the enlightened one. The one who took 10 years to think of 5 questions to ask about kids and their development. And it wasn't even her questions. She didn't do anything but show up, mumbled out a few words, which were almost incoherent. And then, of course, she disappeared. Then she disappeared, never to return again, having absolutely no interest in whatever said organization she was speaking to. And you know what? It'll be another 10 years before she returns. Given her track record, it should take her about 10 years to make the return trip. That's our way to Katie. So happy birthday, Kate. Happy birthday. Many happy returns of the day. And yes, in your mind and in the minds of the derangers, who probably don't even know who the Queen of Spain is, and of course to those flunkies sitting around the Kensington Palace, you are the most enlightened person and one of the most adapt critical thinkers of our time. Just ask all those people sitting around you at Kensington Palace. I'm sure they'll agree. And of course, Lord Nappyhead would probably concur. Whatever. You know what, guys? Let's just let her have her day. One of many where they will try to pump her up to be something that she's not. This is her day. This is her birthday. So just let her have it. Denise Marcus Barron, she did eye rolls. Let me stop this moving. Okay. Baron, she did roll her eyes too when the child asked about Meghan and Harry, right? Yeah, I remember that. I saw that video. The kids, I still don't, I, it ain't none of my business, but what was she even there for? If you need to talk about the development of a child's mind, why would you sit there with the kids and give them some lecture about child development? I still cannot make sense out of that. I cannot wrap my brain around the why she had to go and sit in front of the classroom to talk to them about their brains. Somebody needs to talk about her brains. This is the one who needs help. Those kids don't need the help. She needs help. And the whole time she was there, everything she said was barely audible. But the kids are the ones that need help, not her. That is just the height of hypocrisy. I would say even completely outrageous. The kids need the help, not her. I bet you the kids can talk. Oh, Lord, get me through this day. Get me through this day. I guess the best thing for me to do is just to stay off the social media because I promise you, we are going to be bombarded by images of them trying to pump her up. And keep in mind now, this is a complete, and I do mean a complete uh what do you call it? Campaign to create Great Kate. But the problem is she's not the next in line. And neither is that person standing next to her. He's not the next king. It really makes you wonder, what are they supposed to do with Charles? What happens to Charles? How does Charles fit into this? You know, again, it's none of my business, but like I said, this person right here is not interested. They say she's 66 now. She's not interested in waiting until she's 86 or trying to make it to 96 so that she can go to her daughter's coronation. Now, let's say Charles lives another 20, possibly 30 years. Let's give him 25. Let's give him 25. Do you think that that woman wants to wait 25 years from today to have a chance to go to her daughter's coronation as a consort to the king? I don't think so. I don't think so. There's something quite shady about this individual that says that that's just not the case, that she would rather get in there sooner rather than later. So, um, I don't know. There's too much to consider. Um, I again, I have no skin in the game. It's not my choice. It's not my decision. It's not my problem. I live in the United States. The only time it becomes a problem is when they go after the Sussexes. So let me go to some of your comments because it's hard to believe I've been talking for 30 minutes straight, but I got like 502 comments piled up. So I'm just interested to see what you think. And because I like you all, I'm gonna put a real princess, I'm sorry, queen on the screen right now. I have checked the the sausages of his fingers. Oh, yeah. Well, Diane, we can only assume that that's what the problem is. I mean, I know it looks like that, but I don't know. I just think that Charles is slowly turning into a garden gnome and that he's not able to regulate the amount of fluid in his little pudgy, clammy hands. So I don't know. Um, you never know. He's what, 72, 76, whatever he is right now. Um, I hope that he has a good 20, 25 years in him. I hope so. She waited for the marriage. Yeah, she did. He always looks that way with her. He wants to be in the garden. uh, to check out the other squatties too. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, I heard about that, Robert Collins. You know, that hoghead is going to try it one more time. Uh, hmm. I don't know what to think about that. I just think that, and mind you guys, I have to say this one more time. I've said this before, I'll say it again, or maybe I haven't said it on the chat, but there is so much competition out there for everybody's attention every day. And the only reason why that Pig Morgan had any type of ratings on the show was because he deferred to the easiest way to get people's attention, and that is using hate. But even that runs its course. Hate runs its course. And that's why we have our 46th president instead of the second term of the 45th president. People have just become exhausted of it. And I'm sure there was nothing in the world that made Pig Morgan believe when he stormed out of that studio that day that somebody wasn't going to come after him and wait. Can we just talk about it? No, they don't want to talk about it. They want you gone, fool. They want you gone. Nobody wants you. You know, it ran its course. It got old. Everything gets old. And the whole thing of going after Meghan 5 days a week, every week, got to the point of saturation, and people were just sick of it. Do you hear me? Sick! They were sick of it. And because of that, he lost his job. And what's funny to me, you quit, you storm out the studio, and then you're surprised that nobody comes back to get you. That just shows that he's got to be one of the dumbest things this side of creation. Who gets up and runs out of their job, and then they're surprised that nobody come chasing after him to make him come back and sit down. When he said, I quit, they said, okay. No, he said, I quit. Okay. That is so funny to me. You quit your job, and they said, okay, they accept. Why would you resign if you expect to keep your job? They didn't even have to do anything. He did it to himself. That's what makes it so brilliant. He did it to himself. You quit, dummy. Who does that? And then he after they, I guess he said that they had absolved him of any fault or whatever, or I don't know. Anyway, there's that little thing where his wife was trying to get his job back. That's the other thing. You're such a punk. You send your wife to try to get your job back? What a punk. I mean, I think you ran out the studio. Nobody told you to quit. You left. And they said, okay, we accept your resignation. All right, done deal. Nobody fired you. You quit. He quit. That's what I don't get. It's like he doesn't I'm like, don't you hear yourself talking? You stormed out the studio. You said, I don't have to take this. And you went running up out of there like Mr. Bentley, strutting like Mr. Bentley on the Jeffersons. And they said, I accept. Okay. So then what are you beefing about? And then this is the next day. The next day he was so full of himself. Oh, he was just as proud, and he had a bunch of reporters outside of his house. Well, guess what? Those reporters aren't outside of his house anymore. Those reporters packed up, walked away, and never came back. There's nobody gathered outside of his front door. Why? Because he's not important. He's not important because in between the day he stormed out of that studio and, of course, present day, the Duchess of Sussex is so busy building up her family, taking care of her children, and working on her foundation and her creative production. She ain't got time for all that stuff. There's not enough material, is what I'm saying, to justify having this idiot sitting around trying to think of some type of controversy to stir up. There's nothing for you to do anymore. They're here in the United States. And why don't you just do like the rest of the people over there in the UK? All of the not the people in the UK, but the reporters, the royal rodents. Why don't you do like the rest of the rodents? They said first of the year they were going to move on and they're going to stop talking about the Sussexes. But none of them have kept their promise. They all keep talking about Harry and Meghan. Why? Cha-ching. Because that's where the cash cow is. That's where all the money is to maintain that hate of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Without that, they have no work. They have no purpose because nobody cares about the Cambridges. I'm just going to say it. Nobody cares about them. Nobody pays attention to them unless it involves some type of hate or contempt against the Sussexes. Without that, they simply do not exist. Now, that being said, I don't want to stray too far away from the other thing I wanted to mention about that reporter. Let me see. Let me see. You know what? I got to get rid of a few things to get these photos up. So let me do that. And I'm going to get hog head off my screen. Get that big hog head out of here. Again, I would rather celebrate the Queen of Spain than celebrate jazz hands. That's just the truth. I would rather, and also, I'm still celebrating this day. I'm still celebrating this, that somebody would be so stupid to jump up and run out the studio and then find some shocking revelation that, okay, we accept. I still cannot get over that. How dumb can you be to storm out the studio and then you're surprised that nobody is trying to push you back into the chair and hold you against your will to make you do these broadcasts? I mean, he strayed so far away from anything that had to do with the United Kingdom, and it all became about the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. I tell you, as long as I live, I will never forget that day that that fool jumped up and ran out that studio, only to find out that Carol Purdue when Piers Morgan waddled off the screen. Woo! Thank you for that. I don't have to take this. I don't have to take this. Well, you know what? I take it back. There is one person who's equally as dumb as he is. Um Honestly, there's another person that's equally as dumb as Pierce Morgan. As a matter of fact, she was actually, or probably is still friends with Pierce Morgan. And I don't know, this person, Sharon Osbourne, she did the same thing. She literally fired herself. How do you fire yourself from your job? She did it. She did it, and he did it. And the only reason why Sharon lost her job is because somebody asked her about him, and then all of a sudden she had a big meltdown. I still don't know why what happened? Can somebody please explain to me why did these seemingly intelligent, although devious people, Sharon and Pierce, seemingly mildly intelligent, why in the world would you storm out of your job like that and then wonder why they don't want you back? Obviously, nobody wants you. Oh, how stupid can you be? And of course, nobody even said anything to them. All they did was ask a question. Well, Pierce decided to have a meltdown, and Sharon just, well, I guess she had a meltdown too. So, yeah, there's two people in this world that's dumb enough to quit their jobs and then wonder why they don't want them back. And that's Pierce and Sharon, two worthless individuals. And I remember when Pierce Morgan said, okay, April, May, you said it was secret guilt. Sharon said, but why don't you teach me? If you just teach me, I don't know. I don't know. Why don't you? Oh my goodness. I should go back and watch that again. I'm telling you, that was one of my best days since Christmas when I saw that. I still don't understand why but yeah, guilt. I guess that's it. April, May. It must have been guilt followed by a complete meltdown. And as they say, we're known by the company we keep. And I guess those little phone calls back and forth where Pierce Morgan was trying to get her to try to bash Meghan worse than what she was already doing, I guess it must have backfired. And when she couldn't, years of things she's done to her face, toxic hair dye, whatever she's been doing to herself. Well, after years of all of that, she finally just cracked and then it was done. So anyway, Pierce Morgan said, it's not a matter of Sharon looking for work. There's work looking for Sharon. Okay, let me say it very clearly. Where's she at? Where's she at? If there's people looking to hire Sharon Osbourne, where is she? Is there anybody out there looking for some middle age, somewhat provocative? I'm trying not to use that R word, the one they accuse the royal family of. Slightly that, and among other things. You mean to tell me there's not somebody out there looking for that old hag so that they can put her in a chair on some talk show somewhere or some game show? I just can't believe it. What has the world come to that there's not a job for Sharon Osbourne? I mean, I don't get it. It seems like Pierce said, it's not a matter of her looking for work. Work is looking for her. No, it ain't. Because nobody wants her and nobody wants him, as evident by the fact that they both stormed out of their jobs and they haven't been back yet. Next. Next. Okay, here's what's next. Okay, so this is that uh, I can't even pronounce her name. Oh, thank you, Connie. Thank you so much. Let me highlight that right quick. All right. Thank you so much. I'm on a bit of a roll right now, but I do appreciate it. So this is I didn't know that she was dating, or I didn't know that she had dated Bojo the Clown. I had no idea about that. Thank you, Yvonne Clark. Thank you so much. I did not know that they dated before. This is the one that wrote the article that I mentioned earlier. And of course, I said I wanted to make some room for some more photos, right? So here we are. This is Omid Scobie. Me think it's not just a woman, whatever her name is, has an issue with. Well, what is he talking about? Okay, got a couple of more photos I need to bring up. Sorry, my computer is dragging right now, but I'm kind of putting it through its paces at the moment because I'm a little hyper. Because I'm excited about Jazz Hand's birthday. And you guys, you owe what is the website? Celibacy. They're the ones that coined the phrase jazz hands. So, oh my goodness, thank you, Yolanda. I just saw that. I'm uploading the photo, so I'm going to highlight that very soon. But let me take care of this. Okay. Oh, okay. That didn't work out. Let me try it again. So anyway, that reporter, what is her name? Okay. There it is. Petronella Wyatt. I had never heard of her before. I had never heard of her before. So she's new to me. Um, and now that I do know of her, I wish I could undo that. But anyway, look at that face, by the way. Look at that face. That is generation after generation of cousins marrying each other. You see there? That is generations of it. That is what happens when you're too close to the bloodline. That's all I'll say. And I need to do this. There we go. Oh, okay. Aha, got it. There we go. Thank you very much, Yolanda P. Greatly appreciate it. And okay. And I got you, Yvonne. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching Royal Sussex. But anyway, so if you think that Bojo is not something of a curiosity to look at, welcome, Sherry Ware. Take a look at his ex-girlfriend. I don't know what to make of that. I don't know what to make of that. But and in spite of everything she got going on, she decided to draw even more attention to it by putting those big chandelier earrings on. It seems like a couple of little pearls would have done the trick, but nope. She wants you to appreciate whatever that is full on. God bless her. Anyway, they say in the South you can say whatever you want as long as you couch it properly. So if you have something like that to say, you have to throw a little God bless in there. So she just looks like something else, don't she? God bless. I agree, Gary B. By the way, welcome to the chat, Sussex Squad Family TV. There we go. That's another YouTube channel. And we have another donation while I'm in the middle of this very breathy rant that I'm on. Okay. Okay, Hen Pal. Thank you so much. Thank you for keeping us entertained. Have a great week. Oh, thank you. And cookies and cream, too. Thank you. Great live chat. Well, I'm all hyped up on coffee right now, so I think that may have something to do with it. Hyped up on coffee and outraged. I am totally outraged. So okay, this is what I was looking for. I hope these are okay. So Omid Scobie said methinks not just woman has an issue with whatever her name is, Wyatt. Well, what he's referring to is this: Harry should get a divorce. Now he actually, I told you, Omid Scobie the past couple of days, he's been a little bit outraged by a few things himself. Wow, 780 people. I think this is an all-time high for me. Harry should get a divorce and marry some hardy home county girl, which he should have done in the first place. Now, there's a code to that language. A hardy home county gal, you know? Well, that's actually what he's describing. He's describing the Duchess of Cambridge. Now, that's exactly what he's describing. Well, no, I take that back. Not even the Duchess of Cambridge. When you say hardy hometown gal or whatever, country gal, that's actually Camilla, Queen of the Desert. That's totally Camilla that he's describing. Something hardy and rugged. Something tough and leathery. That's who he's describing is Camilla. Certainly not the Duchess of Cambridge. I wouldn't even accuse her of that. But this is what he's describing. Marry some hardy home county gal. Now that looks hardy and tough like a piece of rawhide. Now that's what could probably rustle up with somebody better than Barbara Stanwyck in Big Valley. So did I just say Big Valley? I'm showing my age today. So anyway, I noticed that someone else was kind enough to support Royal Sussex. There we go. Thank you so much, Lorna Castellanos. Thank you. And okay, yeah, thank you so much for that. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. So I'm not even done yet. It goes on. Here we go. Why don't Jewish people just go out and destroy every Mercedes Benz? Now, this is a journalist for The Sun. Every Mercedes Benz they can find. Mercedes Benz supported you know who and the you know what. At least those people, I'm trying not to get censored by YouTube, were never exterminated in the you know what. This is the lady that writes for The Sun. And I'm being generous by calling her the lady that writes for The Sun. This is what she's been tweeting. And I'm going to remove this so you can see. Okay, that was in 2020 she said that. But I'm not done yet. Now, mind you, these are 4 tweets that were highlighted by Omid Scobie. Meghan got everything she asked for the moment she arrived in this country. Now her US celeb friends will say English, I can't say the R word, have driven her away. They forget that they are the real, can't say the R word. We don't have that over here, nor that we have segregation and that last word there. This is a journalist for Rupert Murdoch's paper. I would be lying if I said I expected to see something like this. And I'm so sorry to, mess up your Sunday by showing you this, but it was enough that Omid Scobie decided to share it. Usually I try to block the names out of the tweets, but I figure since she's a journalist and she's proud to put it out there, then, I'm just going to share it with you. So that's who she is. This is the one who said that Meghan is probably very jealous that Kate is getting so much attention right now. Oh, I told you I had a lot to unpack today. But what is the world coming to? That obviously. But yeah, that and people wonder, not squatty people, but let's say the average layperson wonders why the Sussexes had to run for the hills. Isn't it obvious? Because of stuff like that. That's why. So, I've been talking for a while, almost an hour now, and I'm letting all the comments pile up. But there's one more. There's one more little nugget from her. I almost forgot. I'll share this with you, and then I'll look at some of your comments. I don't know this journalist. I've never seen her before this weekend, so I didn't know that she was that kind of person. But again, Omid thought it was important to highlight it. I took a look at it, and I found her wanting in her character. Also, I found her wanting in her appearance, but I'm not going to get into all that. Who shot John? I don't know if that's her happy face or if that's a frown. They say a frown is just a smile turned upside down. Oh, okay. Is Harry and Meghan's choice of little bits a subtle insult or a mean little jib? I didn't see this before, but there she is in the corner of the picture, all full of self-importance. She wrote that obviously, I guess, for the Sun. What? Uh, like I said before, if you notice, some of the women that write for these tabloids, they all seem to have something in common. I actually heard that for the first time on the Sussex Squad podcast. One of the guest hosts on the show there, she said that all of those women seem to have something in common. They all seem to have a certain kind of look about themselves, like they were the last chosen to play any of the athletic things in high school. They were the ones who didn't go to their proms. They're, they're the ones who had bad marriages and volatile relationships. They all seem to have a certain look about themselves. They all seem to be very angry for no reason, obsessed with the Sussexes, obsessed with the woman of color who married into that family. What is it about 831 people? Are you all kidding me? 831? Wow, thank you. Welcome to the chat, one and all. Yeah, they all seem to have a certain look about themselves. All seem to have been let down by life as we know it. And so they decide to go after someone who is of a much higher stature, someone who has accomplished a lot without having to tear other people down. And that, of course, is the Duchess of Sussex. They just can't stand it because not only is she intelligent, and by the way, she's not a journalist, but she's one heck of a writer. Among her other talents, the Duchess of Sussex is a very good writer. Great, as a matter of fact. She's written the occasional op-ed or whatever. So, and just think, she's still got a book coming, and I ain't talking about it based on a poem book. She's gonna have a book about her life experience. So look forward to that in the near future. Thank you so much, Lady Foot. Pass me the pass me the collection plate. Hallelujahs. But yeah, so again, it's amazing that they have to try to come after the Duchess of Sussex so that they can big themselves up. And look at what they're trying to big up. They're trying to make one of the laziest people this side of creation. And I do mean lazy. I mean, the word on the street has been out there for 2 decades how lazy this individual is. And now she's grinning all the way to the consort. Speaking of consorts, what about the concert? She was so lazy, she only had 3 notes in her, and they made it seem like she just went through a whole repertoire of George S. Gershwin. But no, it wasn't that. It was just 3 notes over and over and over again to the point where some people were on the verge of collapse at the fact that she played those same 3 notes again and again. So Johnny 3 notes. This is the model of, I guess, what a royal princess should be. Never mind someone who is accomplished and well educated. Nope, let's forget about that because education and hard work doesn't matter. Working in a clothing store for 3 months and helping your brother print monograms on marshmallows, that's riveting. That is very important work. And that is what the birthday girl has been very capable of. Never mind the fact that, you have a princess whose prior life to the royal family involved things like a television career, working for the, what do you call it, the diplomatic corps in Argentina, fluent in Spanish, conversational in French. None of that even matters. Let's just go with the mediocre. Someone who, by all, I mean, look at how in love they are. Look at how in love they are. We all should be that lucky. All of us, one and all, we should all be this lucky. If it wasn't for the fact that she was the Duchess of Cambridge, she could go back to her career in the department store. Okay, now that was just mean. Oh, oh, I tell you, don't turn the water on me, just let me burn. Oh, okay, 1 second, you. Oh, I didn't talk so much mess, my nose started running. Um, oh, thank you so much. I received a PayPal while I was sitting up here running my mouth. And also, I received a PayPal earlier today. So I won't mention the name because it may not be the same that you use on the YouTube. But thank you for both of the PayPals I received today. Oh, Rachel Windley, what are you doing? You're spoiling me. Where are you there? Let me highlight that. Okay, I'll find you. And I need to take some of your comments because I have been a bit long-winded here. Thank you so much, Rachel Windley. Happy New Year to one and all. And with that, Fatima, what do you say? Prince Harry didn't monarchy after all of needed was Meghan Markle. Let me see. I heard a rumor that W and K want to go to the U.S. for whatever mission they on. Well, of course, they're trying because there's that what do they call it? A rival court. There's another royal household that people actually pay attention to, and it's not those two. So of course they want to come over here to try to shore up some type of relations for the future. Uh Well, let me show you where I got that from. It's this face. Bum, bum, bum. There's the face right there. Not the goat face, but this face. Oh boy. Okay. Okay. Uh-oh, that's what I was trying to do. Please, please, can we talk about Meghan and Harry and their forthcoming works? Sure, but I'm also trying to celebrate Duchess Jazz Hand's birthday. I want to make sure she gets everything she got coming. I don't want to miss out on that. Okay. Uh what else? They want to poison the well against the Sussexes because they know the US supports them. Yes, Carolyn. Yes, absolutely. That's what it is. They're trying to make it so that nobody wants to work with the Sussexes and they're trying to prevent them from earning money. They're trying to break them, literally, especially the Fail and Lord Nappyhead. They're trying to break the Sussexes. But I tell you, whenever I got two nickels to rub together, whatever the Sussexes are promoting or selling, whatever charities, I'm going to make sure I make my contribution just so that I can help support the cause. I'm going to do that. Matter of fact, I'll share this with you. Let me get rid of Doolittle. Let me put her back up there. A real royal princess, queen, consort. Okay, get rid of that. And let me see. If the British media hates Harry and Meghan so much, why do they keep reporting about them? Leave them alone and please focus on the future of the monarchy, Will and Kay. Yeah. What is that, Melita too? Absolutely. They were supposed to stop talking about the Sussexes, but they won't stop doing it. They will not leave the Sussexes alone. True, Baron, I agree. The aim is to break the Sussexes and make them unable to pay their bills. Absolutely. Absolutely. This is why I'm having this discussion. Yeah, we could talk about all that other stuff, but I'm bothered. And I also want to share my thoughts about the fact that they continually are trying to break the Sussexes. And that was the whole point. And even anytime they get a chance to go after Harry and Meghan, they don't hesitate to do it, especially, think about this. Every time that there's something that's going to embarrass the royal family, embarrass Randy, Andy, or Charles, what do? They try to tie the Sussexes to it in some kind of way. I won't even quote the article that I just saw today. I didn't read the article. I saw the headline. I'm not even going to quote it, but it's about something negative. Actually, it's supposed to be a positive story, but instead of talking about this historic building, again, I won't say the name of it. I don't want you to go looking for it. Instead of talking about the historic building, this historic hotel, they decided to mention the fact that Meghan stayed there one time. It had nothing to do with the story. Nothing. They said, well, we had access to all of the hotel, but one particular suite, and of course, they gave the price of this hotel suite. They wouldn't, they said we didn't have a chance to see it, but Meghan was there. She had nothing to do with the story, nothing whatsoever. But in order to make sure that, and then this is what happens. This is why it's so important to call these things out. You know what happens to that story? It ends up on the YouTube on some channel that has that computer generated voice that will tell the whole story, but only up to the point where it talks about Meghan and forget about the rest of it. That's what happens to a lot of these articles in the tabloid papers, is that they end up on the YouTube with that computer generated voice. And then people who watch the YouTube share it on the Facebook. And people who hate the Sussexes share it with other haters. How do you stop that? It's not enough that we don't click on it, but the majority of the clicks are coming from people who would watch it or read it to hate the Sussexes, but won't even follow anything that has to do with the Cambridges. That's what's extraordinary, is that you got people that hate watch the Sussexes, but won't love watch the Cambridges. What universe does that happen? But it's true. It's a reality. And ignoring it and trying to stick our heads in the sand and pretend like it doesn't exist, I don't know how that helps. I really don't know how that helps. But guess what I just got today? I got some more receipts. Those things that Omid Scobie mentioned earlier. Well, now that'll be a part of my record. So anytime I need to reference that, I'll go back to Patronella Wyatt, or however you say her name. I'll go back to it. So when I need to make a point, I will have it at the ready. And if you are a content creator and you are here for the Sussexes, you need to do likewise. Keep those receipts. They're very important because certain things may actually disappear from cyberspace. It's happened before, and it could happen again. So let me see. I want to share something with you. And it's on the topic that we were speaking of just now. Yeah, well, I think I shared this in my last video yesterday, but just for fun, let's do it again because we just spoke about this. I just said that they're trying to break the Sussexes. And why are they trying to do that? Because they don't want the rivalry. They don't want the rivalry. This is what bothers them. It would be pretty easy for Meghan Markle and Prince Harry to build a billion-dollar brand. They said upon leaving Narnia that and people said in the comments yesterday, it was Mark Cuban that said that. Mark Cuban, someone who knows money, who knows branding, he said that they were likely to make over $1 billion in their lifetime. And I'm going to try to help them make that $1 billion in their lifetime so that they can have all the security and all the protection that they need for each other and for their children and for the love of the Sussex squad, Mama Doria. Mama Doria needs security too, right? And of course, let's send a shout out to Doria for her constant support of the Duchess of Sussex, Prince Harry, and of course, our godchildren, Archie and Lili. That's why I want them to make as much money as possible, whenever possible, so that all of that they were running from, and they did have to flee the country. I don't care what anybody says, they had to flee the country because they weren't safe. They weren't safe here, obviously. They were not safe in the Cotswolds where they were renting a house because one of the tabloid journalists revealed the location. They weren't safe there. They weren't safe from this. This is one of the things that helps to conjure up all of the discontent and straight out hatred for the couple and their family. And as we know, Archie has already been targeted with abuse. Lily Diana has recently been targeted with abuse. For some reason, they love to say that there's something wrong with the children or the Sussexes are trying to hide the children. Yeah, that's why I don't just talk about the up and coming stuff with the Sussexes. I talk about people that are coming after the Sussexes because it is a concern and it does affect their safety and well being because you have people that are deranged that have been compelled by some of the hostile stories about them. And we all know that some of the royal reporters, through their Twitter, have relations with some of these crazy people. So, yeah, that's something to keep an eye on. Like I said, if you got receipts, keep it because we might need those one day. And that's why when this guy, um, this crazy person, I genuinely worry that Prince Harry and Meghan's criticism of unnamed, you know what, royals has increased the danger of the attacks on the royal family. Security needs to be stepped up as a result. What was he trying to say? What was he trying to say? And why did it not be as successful as he hoped it would be? Because the calls were coming from inside the house. The calls are coming from inside the house. That's why it wasn't as successful, because he was called out and he reminded everybody about the Rose Garden. So let's just put it like this. He decided to go there, and then we went there. See how that works out? And then the mainstream media just happened to pick up on it. So, woo, that's too funny when you think about it. But, and then what, this is the part, this is the part that really gets me. The whole thing about the Rose Garden, he was one of the first people that couldn't wait to tell it. He was one of the first people, Richard Eden, he was one of the first people to talk about the Rose Garden. It's a lot of people wouldn't have known about it if he hadn't opened up his big mouth. And so this little tweet right here, that's supposed to try to smooth things over with the Cambridges. And what happened? That backfired because all it did was stir up the Rose Garden. And you know what? I bet you when that happened, there was somebody who was incandescent with rage. You know he was incandescent with rage. I bet you he was about to go up like Mount St. Helens. I'm sure he was like Krakatoa when he found out that the same person who outed him in the first place is the reason why everybody was talking about it on New Year's Eve. I mean, you just couldn't make that up. You couldn't even make that up. How bad did that backfire? And so when that happened, all of a sudden, people started talking about the Rose Garden. That was too funny. I'm sorry, but that was too funny. You could not have made that up. If you had tried to set that situation up, that'd be like the day he wore that green turtleneck, green jacket. And I looked at him and I thought to myself, is that a bottle of Mitchum Roll-On? Now, that's what you call the unintended law of consequences. You go and put on a green suede jacket or a velvet jacket, and you go to an event that was so popular that absolutely no members of the public showed up. Look at the background there. See that? There's one family that were wandering to Tesco's who just happened upon those gates and said, "Gee, I wonder what's going on." Now, the real story is after they stood there and saw Mumbles and Baldy get out the car, then they just went on to the store. It's not like they planned to be there. I mean, they got the little baby in the pram and everything. Other than that, no. Look at this. There's more security and more photographers than there are unticketed members of the public, and I guarantee you, they probably had a pork chop smothered in gravy trying to coerce them to come inside and watch this earshot, and they were just like, I'm good. I'm good. No, thank you." So that just goes to show you that's the unintended law of consequences, is that something like this happened. The other unintentional event was when I looked at a photo and I said, now if that don't look like the Phantom of Westminster Abbey. And then I had to commence the editing and cutting and pasting. I said, okay, my job is done. Oh, I tell you, it's something about those Cambridges that just rubbed me the wrong way. But you know what? I don't hate anybody. God bless. I don't hate anybody. But they do kind of get on my nerves. And instead of focusing on the Sussexes, this is what they ought to be concerned about. This hypnotic trance of someone who obviously is in a lot of trouble. But instead of talking about that, instead of talking about the accomplishments of the Sussexes, they would rather try to figure out some kind of way to tear down Meghan and Harry. That's more important than anything else. So, this is why we're here. Yeah. Yep. See there? Even Dan Wooten was in on the action. See there? See that name at the bottom? Even Dan Wooten, who is no friend of the Sussexes, even he was in on the action back in 2019. And how do you get this to go away? How do you make stuff like this disappear? You just go after the Sussexes. Give them something to chew on. See there? This is a receipt. This is a receipt. It's important to keep these things because you never know when you might need it. And so when somebody decides to, oh boy, where is he at? Okay. So when somebody decides that, is this it? Yeah, there it is. So when somebody decides to just, throw some pasta against the wall to see if it sticks, I believe they call it el dente. When somebody decides to do that, you have to remind them where they came from. And so he wasn't the only one. It's kind of hard to believe, but he was one of them too. Dan Wooten. Dan Wooten Tooten. That Wooten Tooten Dan Wooten was one of the people that caused the Cambridges embarrassment. He's the one who said the calls are coming from inside the house. That Dan Wooten. He wasn't always so, shall we say, cooperative with the Cambridges. 929 people? Wow. This is getting interesting. Wow, if you know what, if we break 1,000, I'm not sure what I'm going to do to celebrate, but that would be an accomplishment. I would love that. Um, let's see. So the thing is, I'm still not done yet. Let me find the other thing I was looking for. Before I do that, let me take a look at some comments here. Okay. Wow, the comments have piled up on me here. Okay. There we go. Absolutely fair. Oh, Vanessa Jones, thank you. Look, I'll go straight to your comment. How about that? Thank you so much for the super sticker. Okay. And Angela Levin does not have a daughter. She started, has a son, but no one has seen or heard anything about him. Well, you know what, Patricio? I'm relieved because I tell you, there are certain people in this world that I don't ever want to see procreate. Now there is rumors about a daughter, and I think that's her right there. See there? Notice the resemblance. See there? It's uncanny. Right down to the bubble hairdo. If they have managed to procreate, if they have managed to procreate, I mean, I even believe that I'm even convinced that I'm convinced that Angela has the one thumb and three fingers too on each hand. I think right down to those odd looking hands and those little um, chunks of meat looking toes. I think everything is pretty consistent. So it's almost like a clone. It's amazing how it all. Oh, oh boy. Anyway, meanwhile, back at the Bat Cave. Oh, okay. I, I don't know if Harry I don't know if Harry's going to write the book because I'm not sure that Meghan will allow it. But Meghan always gets her way because she was a Hollywood actress and she's used to things being her way. So I don't know if Harry will be allowed to write his book. I'm pretty sure that Meghan will write the book because she always gets what she wants. That's Angela Levin. Oh, as soon as I see her on TV grifting, I turn the channel. I just turn the channel. It's just she has so much I guess chutzpah for what she does. I in a way I kind of respect the hustle. You know, they always say don't hate the hustle. But leave the Sussexes alone and we won't even have a problem. We would not have a problem. And that goes for this one too. You see see how her eyes get when she's trying to figure out what she's going to say next. She's another one. I mean, you don't know. You could just look at her eyes and see she's calculating what kind of misinformation I'm going to throw out there. Camilla Tominey. She's always calculating to figure out what to say next. Oh, I tell you. She gives me gas. Okay, next. Let me see the comments here. I have been a bit long-winded today. I can't believe I've been talking for an hour and a half already. Uh, yes. Can we substitute the W? Or is that in poor taste? Uh, yeah. Sometimes when I would post a video, I would get like 20 thumbs downs before I even start. And whoever did the thumbs down, I wouldn't know who they were because it was probably some people I had blocked already. There's about 500 people that have been blocked from Royal Sussex. Seriously, about 500 people that have been blocked from this channel. Okay. Oh, yeah, sure. Let me get her off of here. Is that better? Nope. How about nope? This? Nope. Well, actually, this is kind of cute. It's this that makes you jump back in your seat. Okay. Well, let me get rid of these. And I had some more stuff I wanted to talk about. Didn't realize it was going to be such an involved day like it is today, but there we go. Her Serene Highness Majesty. I'm not sure how they say it over there, but Spain is absolutely beautiful. For those of you who swear that you will never go back to Narnia, there's always Spain. Zaragoza, Toledo, Madrid, Barcelona. Although when you go to Barcelona, it's impolite to mention Spain. Don't want to hear all that. Okay, so let's go to this one then. I got you right here. This is someone we need to celebrate. Rather than trying to celebrate mediocrity on a beautiful day like today, let's celebrate another accomplished woman, someone who's worked really hard, someone who has a pretty long list of accreditations, as well as some very high profile clients. If this photo would finally come up. Working on it. Working on it. But anyway, I'm speaking of the Duchess of Sussex's lawyer, the one who Jenny Afia. I hope I'm saying her name right. Afia, Jenny Afia. She's the one who works for Schilling's law firm. She has had, well, should I say, in the past, she has represented people like Adele, as well as Elton John. Two names that I would easily connect to the Sussexes. Oh boy, I got my computer so hot it don't want to upload the photo. But anyway, let's see. Jenny Afia. Let me see. Okay, there she is. Aha. There she goes. And let me get rid of that one. There we are. Jenny Afia, the London lawyer defending the Duchess of Sussex. She's represented Adele and Elton John. Now okay, that print is a bit small for me. What is that? Peloton loving. Oh, that's that exercise machine, right? Cambridge graduate. Oh my goodness, she graduated from Cambridge. Has been hired by the Sussexes to deny the bullying claims against the Duchess. Katie Strick charts her career so far. Wow, that's kind of small. But anyway, that is the lawyer. You may have seen her on that Two Brothers documentary, but this is someone who needs to be celebrated because she is the one who's going to take Kensington Palace to task over those claims that the Duchess of Sussex has been a bully. Now, nowhere in her long career has the Duchess of Sussex, who recently turned 40 years old, so that's at least, given the fact she's been working since she was a teenager, that's a good, 25 years of work history? Never in those 25 years of work history has anyone said that she was a problematic person to work with until she joined the firm. And the person who's going to straighten it all out is Jenny Afia. So I would like to celebrate her rather than celebrating some grinning jazz hand. I hate to do it, but we got to get to those photos too, right? We have to get. Yes, we have to do it. I am going to talk about those birthday photos that were custom designed to compete with all things Sussex. Oh, hold on. Let me make this a little bigger. There we go. I really do need some new glasses. Oh, nope, that's not working out either. Let me try this. Okay. Yes, we have seen her very and highly intelligent. They can't mess with her. She knows her stuff. Absolutely, Noreen. And welcome to the chat, Noreen Lovelock. Okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yes, we all need to applaud her. Lily Bell Grant, you're so right. It seems they think they are more superior than others. Well, Melita, isn't it obvious? I mean, come on. Isn't it obvious when you look at somebody like that that we're dealing with a superior intellect? Isn't it obvious? Isn't it abundantly clear that this is one of the great critical thinkers of our time? Someone who sat in a classroom of kids and told them it was something wrong with their head. Can't you see the genius? And it's not just her. There's another person who it has been, accused of being a bit work shy. As a matter of fact, they have called him work shy Will. He too is someone who has accomplished a lot. The only thing is we don't see any results of it. But in his head, he's done a whole lot for the world. Like, how about that time when he accused Africans of overpopulating Africa? How about the time when he accused Africa of overpopulating their own land and territories, even though per capita there are fewer Africans per square mile in Africa than you would find in places like Europe, Asia, North America, even. Um, Per capita square mile. Well, actually, I don't think North America. I think North America is still pretty vast, but yeah. But in terms of per capita square mile, square kilometer, there's more people in Europe and Great Britain than there are in Africa per square mile. But yet, this genius decided that he would talk about the environment by telling Africans, there's just too many of you. That's just like the same genius who had something called Earshot to talk about the environment, which he probably arrived to a helicopter to meet the car that took him to the event, an electric car. This guy is one of the biggest hypocrites on the environment, not to be outmatched by his father, I think, but the two of them, they they live in glass castles and throw stones. So I think it deserves to be mentioned. Just like Noreen deserves to be mentioned. Or yeah. Thank you so much, Noreen Lovelock. And thank you for participating in the live chat here on Royal Sussex. Okay. 1 second, you guys. Okay, my sinuses again. Gosh, how long have I been on here? Oh, an hour and a half. Okay, let's see. Hour and 34 minutes. Yeah, so we're going to round it off at 2, but I do want to catch some of your comments. Okay. Oh, wow, I'm like way behind here. There we go. I think Charles may be a hypocrite, but I think he genuinely cares about the environment. William, he don't care about anything. No, he doesn't care. He's so disingenuous that it, like I said, the Queen didn't even go to Scotland for that environmental thing because you got to know that the Queen got a little bit of sense. Just like the Queen didn't want Kate to marry into the family, because she knew Kate was lazy. And Kate proved to be just that, lazy. Waity Katie is lazy, and that's just a fact. She doesn't work much, and she pretends as though the children are the ones that keeps her from getting up and doing the job. Oh, welcome to the chat, Deborah Anderson. And thank you so much, Charlene Brown. Thank you, and welcome to Royal Sussex. Let's see. Uh, well, I mean, his grandmother bought him a helicopter, so at least he can get there quicker. Yep. Um, I mean, it doesn't take a long time to tend to the roses. Something tells me it doesn't take that long for him. Okay. Yes, lazy, lazy, lazy. The both of them. And some of these, especially what's that hog head? That old hog head, what's his name? Robert Jobson. Robert Jobson, I tell you, I did a video about how he criticized William for being lazy. That was when, especially when William missed out on the Commonwealth Day so he could go skiing. The most important day on the calendar to the Queen, Commonwealth Day, and he decided to go skiing. Harry was there, but Willie Leaks wasn't there. The future king did not show up for the event. Not fit for purpose, that's what I'll say. Okay. If William is to be king, why he had not visited any? Yeah, you know what? I don't think he's been there. The only time that I know of that he's been to Africa was when he went to Africa with Harry that time. Is that right? They went to Africa that one time for they were trying to push William on Harry's charity so that it would make it seem as though Harry was actually doing some work. I mean, not Harry, William. They tried to push William into Harry's charity. Like for instance, the Prince's Trust. The Prince's Trust would have been nothing. Is it the Prince's Trust? I'm sorry, the charity that Harry and Willie Leaks had before Kate came into the scene. I think it's whatever that trust was with the two princes. Harry carried that. Harry was the one who carried that trust. It wasn't William. William only showed up when it was time to take the photos, and then he disappeared. He went back to whatever he was doing. So a lot of things that Harry's popularity carried for the Cambridges. That's why one reason why they're so bitter is because when Harry left, they actually had to work. And that didn't suit them, the fact that they actually had to get up and do some work. So um, that's one of the reasons for the bitterness. And the other is just that um, the Duchess of Cambridge is a mean girl. We all have established that. And that Willie Leaks is a bully. He's an absolute bully, and I hate a bully. I really do. But, you know, that's why this photo is so intriguing, where William seems to be licking his chops, not looking at his wife. I mean, that's rare anyway. He seems to have, you know, found the Duchess of Sussex, who looks rather startled and puzzled at the same time. And there's Harry in the background, who seems to be ready to rip out the few remaining patches of hair. Um, I tell you, this is one for the record books. This is one for the record books. There's so much going on there. This is like some kind of Renaissance painting where everything seems to tell the story. Everything tells the story. Everything says to me, everything says to me that the calls are coming from inside the house. Do I do a good Dan Wooten? I hear it, but maybe I'm hearing what I want to hear. The calls are coming from inside the house. Oh my goodness, he's just creepy. That guy is just so creepy to me. Um he's creepy, and so is um quite a few of those other people, and all of the royal reporters creep me out. They all seem to be missing some type of chromosome, or some stagnant gene has somehow caused them to look and act in a way that is rather vile and vicious. But that's just my opinion. Okay. So, what else I wanted? Oh, okay. Might as well do this one next. I'm going to get rid of Dan Wooten Tooten, that Wooten Tooten Dan Wooten. Going to get rid of him. And this Better Up partners with the United States Air Force. More than 1,500 Air Force members to enroll. Better Up to provide one-on-one coaching, group coaching, curated content and digital learning tools, as well as specialist support in topics like nutrition and sleep. Well, Better Up's impact chief impact officer is none other than Prince Harry, right? So Prince Harry, who has partnered with, not partnered, but who has joined Better Up as the chief impact officer, is going to make a huge impact, especially with his knowledge, his working knowledge of the military. Now, even though he was never in the United States military, he has had those 2 tours of duty in Afghanistan. So, with that knowledge, and of course, his, shall we say, journey to mental health and well being, makes him uniquely qualified, in my opinion, to be a part of Better Up, and in particular, to hopefully be a driving force in this partnership with Better Up and the United States Air Force. God, I love the sound of my own voice. Okay, I'm getting a little loopy. It has been 1 hour and 42 minutes, and that's about the time when I start getting strange. So, your thoughts on Better Up, please. And I'm going to take a look and see if there was anything else I wanted to address. So, we talked about Letizia. We talked about Pig Morgan. You know what? I'm not going to share that last one. That's just for me. My little twisted thoughts about the Cambridges. They just make me sick. Do you hear me? Sick! I'm so sick of them. So I'll keep that to myself. So your thoughts about the Better Up and anything else. And at the 2-hour mark, we're going to have to close this party down. So we got about another, how long? About 15 minutes, 14 minutes. I'm checking to see if there was anything else I wanted to mention in my notes here. I did save some of those drunk photos that I told you to look at. Oh, speaking of photos, I guess we should do that. Let me see. Okay, may as well. I mean, it is there. It is a topic for conversation. And thanks to the timing, I guarantee you it will be on the morning shows tomorrow. So there's that. Yes, that heavily edited, airbrushed, heavily redacted photo to celebrate the Duchess of Cambridge's birthday. But there's more. There's also this one. I don't know why this reminds me of that music video, Total Eclipse of the Heart. Like she should be running through some old rundown Gothic castle or something like that. But yeah, for some reason, Black Queen, 80s glamour shot coming up. Woo! Oh, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I'm telling you, this looks like an extra from some type of Gothic music video, but it's a glamour shot. It's a glamour shot. And according to the so-called experts, this should be like some timeless image that we won't soon forget. Well, you know what? I'm going to do just like Church Nelly. I'm going to drink to forget. I'm going to do whatever it takes to forget this photo. And okay, you guys, she wasn't done yet because just to try to mock the Duchess of Sussex, she had to go to this red again with the red. I wonder what has inspired her to go to red as some type of power color or a color used to make a statement. Anytime she wants to try to sock it to somebody, she always goes to red. Yep, it's always red. Red, red, and more red. Like when she did her impersonation of the Phantom of the Opera, she wore red. She just keeps doing it. So, like I say, let her have this moment. They are few and far in between. It is her birthday. And thank you so much, Ty Fletcher. Thank you. And Happy New Year to you. And thank you for joining the chat here on Royal Sussex. But yes, thank you so much for that. And let me see more comments. So, yeah. Now I have to tell you, there was one comment that was even low for me, but apparently not for the people who said it. But they, somebody said she looked like something that went down with the Titanic. Titanic. It wasn't me, but they said she looked like something that went down with the Titanic. I believe it was Celibacy, but it wasn't me. But they are a hoot. They're the ones who gave me the name Jazz Hands. I didn't make that up. I got that from them. So, yeah. You know what, guys? Don't even worry about this. I know that this face and that face and that face is going to be everywhere for the next 48 hours. So that's why I'm throwing it out there because we are going to be forced to look at this. So when you wake up in the morning and you turn on the Today Show or CBS This Morning or Good Morning America, this will be waiting for you. And they are going to go on and on about it. The only thing they're not going to tell you is how they managed to get this to look like that. Now, I say it takes a lot of airbrushing, but that's just my opinion. They soften things up, God bless, and that's how they did that. So, I'm not going to worry about it, and you shouldn't either. Let them have this moment. It is few and far in between. Just like when she came out there in that gold dress channeling Joan Crawford. Let them have it. Let them have it. We got other things to concern ourselves with. We know who the true glamorous Duchess is, not to mention highly intelligent and hardworking, not just somebody posing as, a complete and well-rounded individual, but someone who truly just is. And that's all to it. So, okay, there may have been a couple of more things that I wanted to mention. Let me take a look again. Got that out the way. You know what, guys? I want to thank you for that. That was pretty painless. I mean, we showed it and it's over with and we can move on. But it wouldn't be me if I didn't just, go there and just get a little shady about it. So give me a moment and I will throw a little shade in there too. Just to, I guess, to sauce it up pretty good. But there's a little shade coming. Because one thing that has been missing from the Cambridge household, and I'm only pointing this out because I'm very concerned. I want to make sure that they get everything they got coming, right? So, one thing that's been missing from the Cambridge household is official royal portraits. I mean, this is the future consort to King William the whatever. And so, as a queen consort, you would expect that there would have been more portraits created. But no, nay, there was only one. And I'm going to show it to you. Now, It is one of the most ghostly looking images that you'll ever see. And you cannot blame anybody for it. Nobody, did this on purpose because if I understand, I believe she was the one who selected the artist who created this portrait. Maybe you've seen it already, but it's at the Tate Gallery. Um, oh, it's bewitching. It is bewitching. You've never seen anything like it because we're so used to certain people smiling all the time. So when they're not smiling, you see their real face. Both of their real faces. You see their real face. Their real face and forked tongue. But let's see, the photo is loading. So I'll share it with you. But this is the official Duchess of Cambridge portrait as seen at the Tate. No, I'm sorry, at the National Gallery, not the Tate Museum, the National Gallery. I didn't see it in person. But I'm telling you, haven't seen anything like it. Oh, come on, computer. This thing is going really slow. That's probably because I'm giving it quite the workout today. Thank you, Connie. And the prep is the worst of it. Oh. I'm just looking at a couple of your comments while I'm waiting for this to load. Okay. Kelly UV, welcome to the chat. I don't think I've ever seen your name before. That woman, Kate, copying everything from Meghan. Unbelievable. 11 years cold and boring, doing nothing, thinking nothing till Meghan opened her eyes. Thank you, Meghan, for modernizing the royal family. Okay, here it is. That is the official, and this hasn't been edited or anything, that ghostly image. That is the official portrait. Paul Emsley, Catherine the Duchess of Sussex, 2012, official royal portrait. That's the official royal portrait. And just like the 40th birthday photos, there's a nice mist of, I guess, smoke and mirrors to make it palatable. But yeah, that's the official portrait. I know, Anastasia, you never seen it before, have you? Nobody's really seen it. I only happened to come across it late one night and nearly fell out of my chair backwards. But she selected the artist. That's the artist of her choice. It's not somebody who loved the Sussexes and hated her, because there were no Sussexes in 2012. Now, and the artist wanted to be as flattering as possible, and that's what he came up with. That is the official. So I just figured, since it's her birthday, to honor her, we should share her ghostly, rather jarring image. I know, don't thank me for it, but I just thought we should share it because I care about her, and I just wanted to make sure she got everything she had coming. So that's it. Happy birthday, Kate. You are a treasure. Oh, I told y'all yesterday that the shade was coming. So, okay, there's 950 people here. Oh, well, we were 950. And then there's this. That's a recent flattering photo. I tell you, if they're not growing roses in the garden, I don't know what else they're growing. Oh, that was good. Yeah. And then there's this. So this, and this is what's going on when they're not grinning and grinning and grinning and grinning. This is what you're missing, is this, and this. See there? And thanks to me, now you know exactly what's behind it all. You're welcome. You're welcome, and I'm just shady. Happy birthday, Katie. Happy birthday. God bless and many happy returns of the day. So, any comments? Ah, any comments? Well, Beverly Jackson, to be fair, that's the same thing I do in any horror movie. I have to squint my eyes because I'm just afraid. Um oh, woo. Okay. So, I think I've done enough. What say you? Oh, if I had that at the ready, I would definitely share it, Letitia. But I got so many photos of the Sussexes. I have to do a heap of digging to get to that one. Hmm. Well, Dale, I can only ask, but you're welcome just the same. I mean, all I can say, if there's any children or anybody who may, have, like the same like guidance for the roller coaster, don't let them get too close to that photo. Oh, Kim Fields, thank you, thank you. And you know how I'm going to thank you, Kim? I'm going to celebrate this with a little song. I'm sure you've heard it before. Um, Kim Fields, I just want to say this to you. You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have the facts of life. The facts of life. You've heard that song before, haven't you? But thank you. Thank you. I'm just having fun. I was inspired by that. But thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. And thank you for contributing to the chat today. Okay. Oh yeah, is Ivy coming on today? I hope so. Yes, she is. She put up a notice. As a matter of fact, I think Ivy should I'm checking the corner of my screen here. I didn't see the notice for it, so I don't know what time it comes up, but usually about this time on Sunday. It's either this time or maybe 2 hours from now. Okay. Have I show I want to share this with you guys. This someone made an illustration of me before. Check that out. I think this captures me, right? That looks like me. Those gorgeous cheekbones, that big old yucking up smile. That looks like me. Little cleft in the chin, right? Oh well, I can't show you the whole image, but hello, Ivy here. Oh yeah, Ivy is not live. You're absolutely right, Lydia. Ivy does not appear live on the YouTube. Hello, Ivy here. All right, let me try another avatar. And of course, this one, virgin, first class. I'm a first class virgin. You better believe it. Virgin, first class. Oh my goodness. Expat lifestyle. So does that mean you're a Brit living someplace else? Or are you an American living abroad? Either way, thank you so much for the super sticker, or yeah, the super sticker. Thank you so much for that. And happy Sunday to you. Expat lifestyle. I don't think I've seen your name on here before, but I am so honored that you made a contribution. Okay. So, you guys, any more comments before I go? I need to check one more time to make sure that I discussed everything that I had on my mind today. And in the meantime, I would say talk amongst yourselves, but let me see. Gotta check. Make sure I covered everything that I wanted to talk about. Okay, let me get rid of those ghostly images. I'm sorry. I didn't warn you guys. Happy birthday, Kate. Happy birthday. Many happy returns of the day. I'm crazy about her. You don't know. Let me see. She makes me crazy. Okay. And get rid of, I got to get rid of that. Okay. Oh, and let us honor. Oh, okay. Ivy is on, you guys. Ivy is going to be very good today. It says reporting on the Sussexes in the UK misinformation, disinformation technique. That's what's featured. If someone would please throw the link on the screen for the Sussex Global UK. If someone could please do that, I'd appreciate it. It's not live, but you could watch it. Make sure that you flood her with comments because she does a great job of explaining so many things that I am unable to articulate myself. Okay, so I'm checking one more time. If not, we'll look for the last comment of the day while I'm checking to make sure that I have covered everything I wanted to talk about. Okay, we talked about, okay. But Beverly McCaskill, thank you for joining. I really appreciate that. I'm always glad to see your name up there. Kenetha Ash, I didn't say hi to you today. And Latanya Morris, hi and welcome. Ramona, I love that name. She needs to stop taking portraits, please. Yes, Sherry, I'm gonna do that right now. As a matter of fact, instead of anything else, let's do that first. As usual, we pay homage, love, and respect to our faves. Princess Diana, who made Harry's life possible. Thanks to Princess Diana, Harry had all of the financial security and all of the guidance needed to make a life away from Narnia. So we have to say thank you and send our love and express our deepest feelings for the Queen of Hearts. Okay. And then there's our other fave, Queen Doria, who also, thousands of miles away in a whole nother place, was helping to create another amazing, amazing person who would go on to be one of the most influential people of 2020, 2021, and of course 2022. And when did that all start? 2017. As soon as they announced that there was going to be a royal wedding, that is when I first found Meghan, Rachel Meghan Markle, who eventually became Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. So thank you, Doria, and thank you, Princess Diana, and thank you, Sherry, for reminding me. Okay, let's go to last comments. We need to close this out. Let's go to last comments. And remember, after this, there is hello, Ivy here. Oh, I never get tired of doing that. Okay, last comments. What do we got here? So grounded and authentic. Yes, absolutely. It must be so hard to be an authentic person in the British royal family. But part of me wants to feel sorry. But when I think of what she allowed Meghan to go through, yeah, I totally get you with that one. It would have been so easy for that mean girl to have said something, but instead she decided to, you know, I guess follow the guidance that was given to her by the air hostess. Get in there and pretend like you like it. Oh, I can't believe I said that. Oh, oh, that's just tacky. That's absolutely tacky. You're welcome. But that was tacky. And that's all hearsay or whatever you call it. Yeah. Okay, okay. I told you I'm getting a little loopy. I probably need to hydrate. So, let me get back to here, and we're gonna have to close this out. Okay. So, who wants the last word today? Happiness. Ah, okay, okay. Thank you, Margaret. Thank you. Looking for another. Oh, okay. I will make sure that I do that. Okay. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay, come on, somebody. Give me a good last word. Something to close this out today. It doesn't have to be a lot of words, but who wants the last word today? Something that's profound that will help to bring us all together before we go on with our day. Um, Moisturized and unbothered. Ah, okay, there you go, Deborah. Service is universal. That's what we were looking for. Oh, now, oh, Connie, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Peace out. Stay safe and hydrate. Those are all good, but I think we should close like the Duchess would say. Um, okay. When is the next Duchess like us? I don't know, Melita. Duchess like us, they're like maybe once a month, maybe. Maybe they're kind of busy with the new year and everything. I don't know. Yeah, no bad energy. I don't know when Duchess like us is going to do it, but I love their podcast, but they don't have so many of them, unfortunately. So, Amy Andrews as well as Deborah Anderson both said no bad energy, and I think that's solid. Absolutely. Thank you, Connie. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Black Queen, Marshar, Tanya Davis, and of course, Sherry Ware, Lydia Washington, Anastasia, Isabella, Church Nelly, thank you. Okay. Happy Sunday, all. Love you all. Thank you. Have a good day.